Another way that we can describe a pattern in math is by using a table of values. So here I have a table drawn. So the pattern's up here. And so, of course, this is figure number 1, figure number 2, and figure number 3 in this pattern. Okay, and these patterns, they continue on. So the pattern continues on forever. So in the table, we can put any information we have here and then speculate about what it will do as it continues. So down the left-hand side, I put the figure number. Now, again, notice this one has a 0 at the top, but this is figure 1. So the first figure in any pattern we find, we got to remember that's always figure 1. So in this one, there's 3 eggs. So you put a 3 there. Figure 2, 2, 4, 6, there's 6 eggs. And figure number 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 eggs. Now, if we were to say, what would figure 4 have? So if we drew it here, we see what the pattern of what's happening here. This is increase as I move from one figure to the next, increasing by 3. So if I continue that pattern, increase by 3, this would be 12 eggs drawn here for pattern number 4. Now, if I was to figure out the 0 row, so we're going to back up a step. So in this particular pattern, if I back up from 3, it would be a 0 here. So then I would increase by 3. That brings me up to the 3 to 6 to 9 to 12. So in figure 0, we would have 0. Now that's not always the same. That's something to keep in mind. There are some times when the right side of this row, when we're at 0, will have a positive or negative number. So that is the way that we make a table. Let's make another one here, table of values. So here's another one with cupcakes. So we already have this down the side. So again, figure number 1, there's 2 cupcakes. Figure number 2, there's 5. Figure number 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, there's 8. So what is this pattern doing as it moves from figure 1 to 2 and from 2 to 3? Increasing by 3. Okay, increasing by 3. So now we can figure out that for number 4, figure 4 would have 11 cupcakes. Now what would figure 0 have? So we need to back up 3 from 2. That would put us at -1. So -1 increased by 3 would be 2, increased by 3, increased by 3, and so on. All right, so here's one where we have a -1 in the 0 row. Let's try another one here. So we've got a pattern of circles here. So again, we don't have any figure numbers this time, we just have the table drawn for us. So this is figure 1, figure 2, and figure 3. Now again, they don't always have to be increasing. You'll notice on this one, it's going to decrease. So let's start with 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So figure 1 has 2, 4, 6. Figure 2 has 4. Figure 3 has 2. So this one, as we move from figure 1 to and on, we're decreasing by 2. So figure 4 would actually have 0 circles. And figure 0 would have 8 circles. So now we're decreasing by 2 as we come down. Okay, so that one's a little different than the ones before. Okay, let's try one more here. A pattern of blocks. So figure number 1 has 3. Figure 2 has 4, 5, 6. So if we continue on that pattern, we're increasing by 1. This will have 7, and we'll back up 1 here. This will have 2. Okay, so things we want to be careful of. Make sure the first figure always goes in row 1. Okay, and then we count carefully and make sure it works. We fill in any blanks that aren't shown here that are included in the table. When we're finding the 0 row, whatever we're doing as we move down, we do the opposite and move back up the table to calculate what this is. And then we always show on the side here the change in the right column. We always show that with an arrow, and then we state what is happening as we move from one row to the next row. And that's how we can describe patterns using table of values.